Everyone, welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all doing alright. Android keyboard recommends this guy if I type that. That's fun. Yeah, so today we are going to continue Phantasy Star II. I have got a guide up for this because I understand we're going to do another dungeon soon, so that's going to be fun. So I expect most of the stream to be me slugging through one dungeon. There was a video that's gone live yesterday for non-members, which is a PSO2 video. And there's also an NGS video went live yesterday to members as well, which will go live next week to everyone else. Next video will be on the weekend. So yeah, we're going to pick straight up on Phantasy Star II. That's better. Look at that, now I have a guide I can actually see. That helps. So I think last time we got to an area where we were basically grinding to try and get Rolf a ceramic knife, from what I remember. Yes, I think Rudolph's okay at the minute. Yeah, so we do have one ceramic knife for Rolf, so we could try and go for a second one potentially. Whether we need one, I'm not sure. Yeah, he's basically using one regular knife and then one ceramic knife at the minute. I know the guide I'm reading basically says that go for one. You can go for two if you want to. I think maybe we just try Nido Tower and see what it's like, and if it is a bit too tough, we can just grind a bit more for the second ceramic knife. So how is our party actually doing in regards to health and so on? Could be better. So I think what I'll do is I'll go back first and I will stock up on mates and things like that as well just before we do this next dungeon. The onion chopping knife. Yeah, he's got one onion chopping knife and then one serious knife. Also on the YouTube side, thank you to Reonion for the membership. Much appreciated. Yeah, that is much better. So yeah, I think while we're here, it's probably worth maybe stocking up on some recovery items. We do have the 2 dynamite as well that we need for this next dungeon. So we'd have a few more spaces for recovery items that we can get, so probably worth getting a couple more. Dynamite. Yeah, the one mate that you don't want to eat. So I almost feel that monomates are just not really worth it already. We do have a decent amount of money as well, so we can buy a few. It's explosive flavour. I mean, it is. You're not wrong. Just basically give me your entire stock of diamonds. Twitch is saying I'm on Phantasy Star 0. See, I've set this back several times, and for some reason, I don't know why it does this, but it keeps resetting back to Phantasy Star 0. It's like Twitch wants me to play. I will swap that over now, though. I don't know if it's a restream thing or not, but I did set that before the stream and when I went live. Yeah, it has reset again for some reason. I don't know why. Thanks for letting me know that. Right, that should update. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's a weird thing where when you start the stream with Restream, you basically select what game you want. So I put Phantasy Star 2 in that. And then I also selected it on Twitch as well to make sure that they're both synced up. But then just decided to default to the last stream anyway. Yeah, that's the thing, Richard, because you don't have that much inventory space anyway. I think taking Diamate is probably a better idea. Hi, Lance. As soon as you said that, I looked. Yeah, it should say Phantasy Star 2 now. Yeah, it's Phantasy Star 2 and then an exclamation mark, which, to be fair, is probably not the clearest way of putting it. Yeah, we're not quite on 3 yet. So, can you let me pass, please? No? Cool. Now to remember where anything is in this town. Yeah, we are playing Phantasy Star 1+1 exactly. There we go, that's what we want. Yeah, I'm not sure why it does that with the game title. You pretty sure it was correct for you from the start? When I went on to check, it had reset to Phantasy Star 0 for some reason. So, yeah, no idea why I did that. Next week, February the 4th, 2025, Destiny 2 Heresy. Yeah, I've never played Destiny 2, honestly. I don't know, it's just something I've never really been that interested in. Right, now to try and remember how to get back to the tower. Also not a fan of games that force you to buy in-game currency. Warframe is now Destiny 2's retirement hall. Yeah, it's just a game that just never appealed to me for some reason. I mean, it is just free experience at this point. I want to say it was down here somewhere. Could be horribly wrong though. I'm probably horribly wrong. It was down here, I think. This is the issue with playing this once a week. I'll forget all the maths by the time I come back. Speaking of not buying in-game currency, do you have a coffee or something I can chuck a bit over to instead of Twitch or YouTube subscriptions? I do have a coffee. I think on the Twitch side, I think it's in my description under the stream. It should just be, I should just be SectionSkyly over there though. I think I originally set that up before I was able to do like YouTube partner and Twitch affiliate. There was actually a lot on Mazetta. Making enough payday. Ah, cheers, dude. Okay, we're back. Alright, so I think we should at least try this tower, and if it is too difficult, we can grind a bit more. Maybe dynamite can open this door. You think? Storm has been weird. Blue sky during the day, heavy rain, lightning during the night. It's been really, really bad here as well for storms lately. Like it seems like we're getting one, and then as soon as one ends, we get another one. Where are the tarantulas? We haven't seen any yet. I'm disappointed. Okay, door exploded. Yes, these are definitely harder spawns for the most part. Nair's back to missing again. These guys seem to have lifesteal as well, these bugs. If only Alice had dynamite, wouldn't need nose open. Oh, Nair learned a new technique. She now has anti. I think we probably know what anti does. That kind of looks like a door, but clearly isn't. So I've got to say, generally my experience with this so far is I'm liking the story. I'm not a big fan of the dungeons so far already. I think I do much prefer the dungeons from the first game, honestly. I just prefer the first person layout overall. Okay, so once again, the guide is wrong already. Let's see, so... Yeah, from here I can head right, apparently, so we'll try that. Much prefer the top-down sight. It's just, I mentioned this in the last stream, but because of the layering, I know they were trying to show the parallax and everything, but it gets really confusing looking at this and trying to tell what's on the same level as you and what isn't. The fact that the dungeon is like one square copy pasted 100 times, that sucks. That does also suck. So head right until you see the wall, then go up and take the first passage going left. Go up, first passage left. Is it this? Take the chute up for a chest. Cool. Hi, but hope you're doing okay. Yeah, apparently there is a chest around here somewhere. There it is. Then go back down again. Now go left to the wall and up the wall. I assume you mean here. Then take a chute to the right side. Oh god, we've got a buff toad. He's better, faster, toader. Because apparently it's not actually this wall, it's actually... Is it this one here? Yes, it is. Go down, then all the way left to a wall. Go down from the wall, left, and then up. Free diamond, we'll take that. In the character's lore, she was born on the planet before it was destroyed and became the Akashic Records. And Omega, the profound darkness, said, "Welcome home, princess." That's cool. It seems like you've been working on the lore for your character for quite a while. Thanks for the last couple of episodes, last couple of videos early in the week. Much appreciated. No worries, but yeah, I tend to do normally 2 videos a week usually. There's normally one on a Tuesday and one on a Sunday. We'll try fighting this one. These bees are a bit more dangerous though. I think we will use Arrestor on Rolf. Let's try running again. Thank you. That goes down. Trying super hard tower on PS0 for Psycho 1. Wonder what the actual rate is for it. Hopefully better than PSO. Well, let's clean it the right way, because that's where we came from. We've got 3 fidget spinners. Now, I would imagine that a lot of the drops in Zero are probably a little bit easier than PSO, I would imagine. With it being a portable game. Just get a double drop easy. Right, so it says go down a bit, then all the way left to a wall. They're really not keen on letting me run away. Most dangerous threat, spinners. Yeah, we'll fight then. If you're not gonna let me run away. Yeah, difficulty is definitely ramped up a little bit for these fights, for sure. So we're all the way left to a wall. Go down from the wall, left, and then up. That does not appear to work.
Emergency code attack.
Thank you for the emergency code. I'm guessing it's this one because it mentions about 2 warps, so I'm guessing it means here. Thankfully, these things are pretty easy. Pretty sure the spinner attack sound inspired Space Cadet sounds in Windows XP. It is kind of similar, actually, isn't it? Can we just agree that that is like the best Windows game? A built-in Windows game. So we have 2 warps, so the one on the right leads to 60 Mazetta. I mean, I guess we can go and get it. We've now got blasters. They are very strong. Rolf is dead. And Nate is dead. That escalated quickly. Everyone is dead. So what we've learned is we don't fight those. We failed to restore peace to the planet Algor. Everyone is dead, Dave. So did we... I think we saved it once we got all the items. Yeah, it looks fine. Yeah, I don't know why those things are so much stronger than everything else there. Can beat them with techs, maybe. Possibly. I mean, I do have 1 or 2 techs I can use. Blaster's the wake-up enemy, apparently, yeah. It is odd that they're so much harder than everything else. Okay, so let's try that again. Chat Blaster. We can't chat in this one. Okay, so head right until the wall. Go up into the first passage left. Okay, so now go left to the wall and up to the wall. None of these planets are called Algor. Yeah, I mean, most of the enemies here are doing a little bit of damage to me, but it seemed like those blaster guys were doing significantly more than everything else. Not that I expected this game to be balanced in the slightest. Sinner has relearned anti. Also, Rolf seems to be getting really beaten up. Which is surprising because he's not the first one. Potentially Drac, yeah. I mean, the guide hasn't mentioned upgrading his armor or anything yet, just mentioned getting him a ceramic knife, and that was it. But if it gets too difficult, though, we can grind a bit for some money for some armor. Level 100 grind, yeah, just grind to the cap before the end of the game. I see we are in Nido Tower. I have my Phantasy Star II guiding hint book with me this week as I'm home. That might be appreciated. I might need help soon. Big part of why I love Hunium in Zero, that armor looks like Rolf Rudo's. I'm going to assume it's that one. It must be, I'm guessing. Yeah, that looks promising. Okay, so go down a bit, then all the way left to a wall. But yeah, Phantasy Star II is definitely not holding back with the difficulty, at least. I found with the first game, at least the Sega Ages version anyway, it was kind of weird, the difficulty in that. A lot of the game was super easy, but then right at the end it really ramped up. Where this seems to be hard from the get-go. Okay, these were not the ones that wrecked me last time. I think these are the lower ones. Love how they dropped the teleport puzzle right in the first dungeon. Yeah, we had teleport puzzles in the first one and we got more in this one. You were at the pub last week and found a pen type on your phone and you didn't have your reading glasses. Okay, so we've got 2 shoots. I'll be saving it very often with this because I'm not reloading constantly. So much better with a proper keyboard. Yeah, it makes things easier for chatting for sure. So the one on the right leads to 60 Mazetta. We may as well get it. Get better after the 8th dungeon. Yeah, Ruder's shotgun is still helping a lot though. The damage from it and the spread of it's really nice. Okay, so take the chute on the left. Go right from there until you see the second pathway going down. So this for this one. Go down and take the chute. Follow the path down and right to another chute going up. Follow the path down and right. It is the only way to go. Might just be me, but this doesn't look like down and right. That looks like down and left to me. It means go down and then the right way. Yeah, I will say that finding a good guide for this has been very difficult. There's been a couple I've checked that have just been plain wrong so far. Yeah, see, the chute that it showed me on this guide here is not the one I'm stood next to now. Let's go up anyway and see what it takes us to. No. That is nothing like what I'm looking at here. It's kind of crazy actually how complicated these dungeons are for early dungeons in the game. I'd expect them to be really difficult later on, but the one I'm using at the moment is on a site called rpgclassics.com. Most of it has been right, but now and again there's been a few times where it's told me to go one way and it's actually meant the other, which is not particularly helpful. I wonder if it means go this way. No, you can't because there's a barrier there. So I'm going to go back because this doesn't seem right. That's the problem, yeah, because the entire dungeon looks the same. You lose your direction really, really easily. So actually, it does look like it might be this one that it's telling me to go to. Looking at the picture, it does look very similar. So maybe it is right. Let's try again. It says, from the chute, go down to the wall and right to the wall. So a chute is there, that's where we came from. So go down to the wall. That is the furthest I can go down. And right to the wall. But I can't go right because there's a wall there. Yeah, that's what I mean. The pipes overhead kind of confuse the layout as well. So this contradicts the guide here, so this isn't right. I don't know if there's anywhere else I can go from here. Skyly, this game I love and hate at the same time. That's kind of how I'm feeling at the minute. Music's great, story seems great, hate the maps. Or more specifically the dungeon maps. So that appears to be the only place I can go to. But that is not right, like the guide is telling me. There's nothing there. That is literally the only place I can go. The dungeons are quite a downgrade. That's kind of how I'm feeling at the minute. I really enjoyed the dungeons in 1. Admittedly, buying Millennia at the end was a hell of a task, but yeah, I'm not really enjoying the dungeons in this so far. This is literally the only place I can go that I can see anywhere. Thankfully these guys aren't too bad. It does feel like, so far anyway, it feels like the game is an upgrade in most places, but the dungeons just feel like nothing but a downgrade, honestly. Huh, hello. Let's save it. So I've managed to find the correct place by going a completely different way to what the guide said. Rudo hands over the letter. Tim's hands are shaking. My father has become a killer for my sake. I must stop him. Take me to him. But there are many who hate Darum. His daughter would be an easy target. Rudo puts a veil over Tim to hide her identity and takes her to see her father. I like that she basically just becomes an item. Oh dear. Let's try and run again, shall we? At least I saved it just beforehand. Yeah, these guys are ridiculous. So then what we do is we quick load. That never happened. Yeah, those enemies just feel massively over-tuned for this dungeon. Yeah, wub wub wub, exactly. We can either walk back or use Hinas to get out. We know what the answer to that is. See you later. No way in hell am I walking back out of there. Blaster defeated Dark Falls. The universe has a new leader. All praise Blaster. Well, that was a horrible time. Head to Arima, buy Rudo another ceramic knife. Buy Rudo another ceramic knife. Why would I use that on Rudo when I've got a shotgun? You might also want to buy Rolf a ceramic knife. So we'll maybe try and get another knife for Rolf. There's only a dynamite, trimate, and money in this tower besides getting 10. Yeah, I'm quite happy to just leave. And I definitely got the dynamite, and I think I got the money. I think it was only 60 Mazetta anywhere. And 100 Mazetta right at the start. Yeah, I just don't understand why that one particular enemy was just so overtuned compared to everything else. But again, you know, we are talking about a game from... When was this released? Was it 1989? I think? Yeah, maybe the balance was probably not the most important thing they had in mind. I still find it hilarious how easy the grass assassins are. Often happens in older RPGs. Still remember encountering Matador in SMT1. I never played the SMT games. Imagine releasing a game as is and never being able to update it after release. Devs in the old days were a different breed, yeah, for sure. Excuse me, sir, you're going to interrupt me as I'm literally entering the town. Right, so how much is said ceramic knife? 2,800. Good games, banger soundtracks too. Yeah, I'm not sure why I never played any of them, to be honest. I think maybe when I was growing up, I think I was more into Final Fantasy at the time, so maybe I was just distracted by that instead. But yeah, I just never got around to playing the SMT games. The only one I remember playing at all was some weird online one, which I didn't play for very long. Okay, Rolf is now dual-wielding ceramic knives. Check Discord on Miscellaneous Phantasy Star. It might have been that Kilniathia. I think a friend got me into it at the time, and I played it for maybe a month and then stopped. I can't remember what the name of it was. I just remember it was a Shin Megami Tensei game and it was online. I think it was on PC, I think. Right, what is this that you want me to see on Discord? Deep into the second dungeon in the game has a monster called Blaster. It's literally the hardest monster comparative to party level you'll encounter in the game. If you run into 3 of those, you really just hope for a 50% chance for escape to work out, or you can redo the whole run. If you run into 2 of those, go all out. Just know that once you are done with this dungeon, you are past the hardest part of the game. Okay. We done it. It's actually really funny that someone specifically mentioned those enemies. If we went and play that one, but the only servers are Russian ones, I'll be honest, I didn't think much of it at the time. But to be fair, I hadn't really played any of the SMT games, so I had nothing to really compare it to. It was one of those things where basically a friend dragged me into it. Right, guide, where are we going now then? So I will check the armor shop and I'll see if there's any armor we can get. I don't know if there is at this point though. And then we need to take Tim to the North Bridge. Seem to remember, I don't think there's an armor shop in this town. I think it was just weapons. You are just weapons, aren't you? Yeah. So in that case, we will teleport back. I just want to see what's in the armor shop in Paseo. Okay, so you do have a few things, so I don't know if there's anything we actually need to upgrade there though. I think we might already have those. So you've already got a fiber coat. You've already got a fiber coat. And I don't think we have an upgrade for yet. I don't think. No, there's no upgrade for near yet. So no, we can't upgrade arm yet. I've only played Golden and that was briefly. Yeah, I have next to no experience with any of the franchise, honestly. Hi, Nimu. So I guess we head towards the North Bridge. Which I'm going to assume is north. Probably not this north though. If anyone in chat who knows, once I quickly take care of these. Problem is, it says the North Bridge. There are several bridges. So, do we know which bridge I'm looking for here? Apparently I need to take the North Bridge somewhere. Is it this one here? Okay. So the North Bridge that actually heads west. I guess it's in the north, so I'll let them off. The north one, I imagine. Thanks for that. What's Tim doing? I'm going to go meet my father. Don't go anywhere. Hey girl, give me your money or I'll kill you. I have nothing to give to the likes of you. Why, you? Alright then. Father. Killing. It's actual blood as well, yeah? Tim? Oh, what have I done? You won't die alone. Now he just explodes. I like how it scrolled so fast that you couldn't actually read the whole text box because he exploded so quickly. Oh no, the dungeon is in London. We live in a society. This is just one of the many tragedies which have come to pass. As the world falls into turmoil, someone must save us. Average London moment. Well, I mean, that's the Darren problem taken care of, I guess. You know? Swings and roundabouts. I do find it kind of funny that they just introduce that character and then immediately kill her. So follow the path until you reach Oputa. Happy families time, apparently so, yeah. Glad we died to blasters over and over just for time to get blasted herself. Yeah, I've got to say though, in comparison to the first game, it does feel like this is leaning a bit more into sort of the tragedy side of things. Phantasy Star 1 really was, I'm not going to say it was a light-hearted game by any means, but it didn't really sort of lean into the darker stuff until much, much later on. I guess right at the start of the game, there's the scene right at the start, but apart from that, it wasn't too much. Normally players would enter the bridge before going east. Darum's there blocking the way. Rolf doesn't go further and mentions that Darum tried to kill Nair months ago. Okay. I know it said that obviously he'd been killing quite a lot of people. I didn't realize he tried killing Nair. Would appear that Rolf has 69 health. Nice. Right, are we going down here? No. Or maybe we're going across the bridge. Phantasy Star II rated E for everyone for mild animated violence. There was a Quentin Tarantino blood splatter in that little scene. It's okay though, they exploded afterward. It was a different time. It is definitely more graphic than the first game, for sure. To be honest though, like the sort of the darker side of the story is something I'm really interested in because obviously that's something that PSO really leans into as well. You know, if it's not super depressing and sad, is it really Phantasy Star? So I'm going to assume that you are the town I need. Please be the town I need. This town is called Opta. Well, it says Oputa on the guide, but that's close enough, I'll take that. The Biosystems Lab is located in the southern part of this town. Oh, great. Can't wait for that. I want to be a musician. I heard that there's a piano teacher in this town. Oh, glorious Mother Brain. Please save us. LGBT moment incoming. Biosystems Lab is controlled by Mother Brain. It cannot make mistakes. Never, because computers never make mistakes. Ever. Star Mist cures your scars, and Moon Dew revives your soul. Hey, what's Mother Brain? This Mother Brain isn't related to Phantasy Star Zero's Mother Brain, is it? Mother Brain is basically a recurring thing that's in quite a lot of Phantasy Star games, and other games as well. I think this is the first Phantasy Star to use it. I wonder when peace will return to Mota. Probably never, to be honest. The Biosystems Lab had been creating plants which grow well even in a land with little rain. So is there anyone else to talk to? Did I talk to you? Yeah, you're the Moon Dew guy. One thing I've noticed about this place is that they're obviously very keen on promoting the fact that there's plants everywhere. Now, obviously, they said that Mother Brain have been creating plants that specifically grow well here. So I guess this is kind of showing the impact that Mother Brain is having. Again, it's like a subtle visual tell, really. We eat anything when we get really hungry. Same, dude. Same. So, have you heard of Star Mist and Moon Dew? Funnily enough, someone just mentioned it. They smell very good. I feel hungry. That is a mood. The Biosystems Lab created the monsters. That's a lie. I've just realised that the way that this guy's standing, it kind of reminds me of, do you know the meme of just the guy standing in like the middle of an area and he's just staring into the distance? It's the same pose. There's better armor here. I will definitely check that out. In the basement of the Biosystems Lab, I hear there is something most important, and probably not at all horrifying. Even if those monsters are gone, Mota has already been devastated. There's nothing we can do. Finally some realism on this planet. Biosystems Labs are never bad. Continues playing FF7 Rebirth. Exactly what could go wrong? People of Algor are hungry all the time because they can't eat anything. Because they can't eat anything. Is that something to do with the struggling to produce food or something, or? The hole in the middle of the Biosystems Lab building leads to that horrible basement. Yeah, the other dude said he eats whenever he gets hungry. It wouldn't surprise me if there's more liars in this game, because Phantasy Star 1 literally had a village dedicated to everyone that lied. I am Ustvestia, a musician. Do you want to hear me play? I mean, sure. I guess. Great. Pick a song. Fantasy. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, that is fantasy. Well, actually, I'm kind of busy right now, so I've got to go. They're saying that Mutavians have universal digestion. Tell him to perform Trick Track. Do you want to hear me play? No. Oh, I get it. You want to learn how to play the piano. Exactly. Am I a great musician or what? I'm not going to say no, am I? Please teach me how to play the piano, but you're terrible. Who is going to learn? Does it matter who learns this? Teach one of the male characters. If you pick a female character, he charges more. Because he's gay. Is that actually true? Is that like legitimately true? Oh my god. Okay, we'll give him Rudolph. Also, this wasn't mentioned in the guide at all, by the way. I just decided to do it. We've kind of ventured off a bit now. Hey, he looks smart. I'll give lessons for 2,000 Mazetta. That is a slight problem because I don't have 2,000 Mazetta. We'll come back. So what I will do, I'll quickly farm to get to 2,000. Wouldn't be a Phantasy Star II stream without some farming. He says he looks smart in this version. In Japanese, I believe he says he looks cute. You don't actually want to teach Rudo. He won't actually be able to use the ability he learns. Okay. So Rolf then in the case. Any other character is fine though, but it'll be cheaper for Rolf. Remember to come back home every time you find a new town. Ah, fair enough, I will do. Why do you need TP to play music? Yeah, we can go and check back. Yeah, pretty much everyone in chat is saying go back to your room, so I guess it's quite important. There's a knock at the door. How do you do? I'm Dr. Amy Sage. I heard that you're seeking to solve the mystery of the biomonsters. I'll be glad to assist you, but I'm not much of a fighter. But I can heal wounds. Give me a new name if you wish as a sign of closeness. That's slightly creepy, but no, Amy is fine. Your name fits you well. I'm glad to have you in our group. Let's check the roster at the point where Amy came in. Heck yeah, we got a doctor. A doctor from a normal home. As opposed to... Specializes in both healing wounds and curing poison, not strong in battle. It does seem that way so far, Pig, yeah. Just like people like hanging out at my house. Yeah, not the kind of Discord DM I'd want to get. Well, I'm assuming I probably want to bring her along. I will reorganize the party as well. From a normal home has the same energy as that guy raving about Krane's mother from Sonic being the size of an average human mother. They weren't lying about her being weak. She has 10 health. Oh, you got Revy's double saber from Shot Mother. Oh, nice one. You can give her dual shield, if I recall correctly. So it says, buy her a scalpel, a fiber cape, and a fiber gear. New members are always level 1. Hope you have fun grinding. That seems like a really bad decision. Yeah. I kind of feel that when a new party member comes in, it should be at around the level you are. Yeah, give her a break, she's level 1. It is a need to grind around Opta, but I don't know how she would survive around Opta because if one thing hits her, she's just going to disintegrate. Let's go and try and buy some gear anywhere to try and prevent her from disintegrating. The weak characters, you can actually give them 2 shields so they make it out of the fights. That might be the way to go, honestly. Now, it does say on this guide here to give her a fiber cape. Does anyone know, is that in a different town or is that a mistake and should it be fiber coat? Probably an Opta, okay. Dual shields is a thing in classic Phantasy Star for sure. So if they have dual shields, can they still attack or can they just defend? You think they can still attack? Probably really weak though, yeah. Okay, yeah, there is a fiber cape, okay. So we'll buy that. Just defend, but I think you can still use magic. Oh, fair enough. I suppose that makes sense because she's a healer, isn't she? So I also want a fiber gear, apparently. You still think that's an advanced PA Mark II from Fallout 3 in the background? Maybe. And it also says I should buy a scalpel as well. Well, she's a doctor. I mean, it makes sense. It tracks. Well, she has one scalpel. So I guess I want a dual wield scalpels, which kind of goes against what you guys are saying in chat. A new level 1 party member, yeah, exactly. What can go wrong? Don't know, it just feels like a bad idea having her with just attack him, because if she gets hit once, she's just going to die. I also like how it says Doctor Experience 0. Because there is a shield there, I can't afford it yet. I'm assuming that's probably a shield you can use, maybe? Well, let's go and get Amy deleted. So fight around Opta until Amy reaches about level 6 or 7, or until you feel she's high enough to not get killed. Hi, Mad Hatter. So we've saved it, so if she gets obliterated here, it won't matter. Should have named her Who, Doctor Who. Still love the little Sonic spin dash noise. Okay, she survived one battle. I am literally going to save this after every battle because there is a real chance she'll just get instantly annihilated if she gets hit. Phantasy Star inspired Sonic, literally. Hey dude, managed to finish number 1. We did. It was incredibly hard at the end, but we got through it. So we're now doing Phantasy Star II, which is even harder. After this game, they're literally left to make Sonic for the first time. I was going to say, so yeah, was it this team that made... So the team that made Phantasy Star II, were they the ones that then made Sonic the Hedgehog? Love that, great dedication. It was a struggle. I mean, it was quite an easy game, the first one, until right at the end, but the last bosses were brutal. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, dude, as well. I've been noticing you've been streaming, is it, I can't remember the name of the game now, is it something like Pantheon or something like that? I've never actually heard of it, so I don't know what it's like. Did I work on the PSO2 video recently? The PSO2 video has been doing really, really well, which I'm happy to say. Okay, Amy has survived 2 battles. Also, Phantasy Star inspired Amy from Sonic the Hedgehog. She survived. She did not die instantly. Alright, she's got 1 level. And immediately learned a new technique. Yeah, dude, gone into, landed on full variety and nostalgia content now. Talking about games of my past and trying new stuff. It's more than me than just sticking to one game. If that's what you're enjoying, then yeah, I would keep going with it. Yeah, I'd seen you stream a little bit on Twitch. Is there any reason you started to stream on Twitch again? Because I know for a while you were more sticking to the YouTube side. Twitch was purely because you weren't sure what you wanted on the channel as it auto-converts to a video. Fair enough. I suppose that's the advantage of Twitch, isn't it? You can just kind of stream what you want to, and you don't have to worry about it automatically making a VOD. Obviously, YouTube making VODs automatically is really useful as well. But I suppose if you're not sure what you want to focus on, then yeah, I suppose it makes sense sticking with Twitch. Yeah, I hope it's doing well for you though, dude. I haven't managed to catch any of the streams yet because I think quite often when you've been streaming, it's been while I've been at work. Still a bit of a grind leveling Amy though, but I've noticed a bit of a theme with this game that it is all about the grind. Couldn't realise that your ADHD is killing you, so sticking to one game really does not work with my brain. Best to just be passionate about different things in different moments and go from there. Yeah, I would just say just do what you enjoy doing. I mean, I suppose it's not like at the moment, not like you're doing it as a career or anything, so you've got that sort of flexibility where you can kind of focus on what you want to do. For whatever reason, YouTube takes a long time to process a live stream. Streaming on Twitch is better, I think, since you can dump the VOD onto YouTube after you're done. That's one option. I mean, what I do is I just multi-stream instead, so I just stream to both at the same time. But it does sometimes take YouTube a little while to sort the live stream VOD out. You hate the pressure of forming a full-time income from content, it scares me. I totally get that. I think, obviously it's good to have like an extra source of income, but the problem with doing YouTube like full-time is the income that you get is so random. It varies so much month to month. You know, even me just doing this as like a little part-time hobby, the amount I get each month does vary quite a bit. So I personally wouldn't like to rely on that. Yeah, I mean, I had 1 month, I think it was in December, where I didn't get paid from YouTube because I didn't meet the threshold for the month. But then the following month, then obviously it rolls over. So in the following month, I got like double what I normally get. So it's all over the place. Well, Amy is somehow surviving. This is definitely a grind fest. I'll always enjoy the grind regardless, especially with the great style of music. The music is carrying this hard. Like, I love the music in this so far. Okay, Amy's leveled again. The YouTube payment seems to take forever to come in. I think for me, it's normally about around about the 21st to the 25th every month, around there. It is still kind of weird to me just seeing that I get paid from YouTube. I'm still not really used to it. Must be close to a Twitch payout. Yeah, I've had a couple of Twitch payouts now. Twitch ones, they tend to be a little bit less. I think the main reason for that is because of ad revenue, because a lot of the YouTube payments are ad revenue, really. You know, that is a large part of it. I was actually talking about it on my Discord earlier. I was actually really surprised at how much the ad revenue actually earns you. Yeah, please target anyone apart from Amy. Adrev has been kind to you on a couple of your WoW videos. Yeah, I mean, it differs quite a bit for video to video. For me personally, I've had a couple of videos over the last month or so that have done particularly well. So my 2025 Phantasy Star video, that did really, really well. And then a few of the PSO2 videos have done better than normal as well. So they're obviously doing a lot better for ad revenue as well, which is good to see. I'm just happy to see people watching the videos, mainly though. You know, the fact that people still want to watch some old British dude ramble about Phantasy Star still feels a bit weird. You meant to send me a Discord message about video hashtags, give you a couple of decent pointers for explosion. Not saying you need it, but if you want the help, happy to. Yeah, no worries. If you want to send me a message, feel free. Old. I am old, kill me off. You feel awfully old now and bald. That means you're calling me old. I think I'm older than you. People like to see other people appreciate their favourite games. Yeah, I guess so. I guess some of it's like a nostalgia thing, seeing someone play an ancient game like Phantasy Star or, you know, PSO. But some of it has been, I have noticed that a lot of people have been watching lately have been people who've maybe never played PSO before, and just kind of discovering it or going back to it, which is cool to see. You can relate to being an oldie yourself. I've sort of accepted it now. I get the impression with this game that I think most streams there is going to be a section of the stream where we just grind. That seems to be a common recurring theme with this game so far. PSO really did come a long way from the original Phantasy Star titles. It's really interesting though when you go through them to playable, because particularly with this one, I'm starting to notice some changes where it's getting more similar to PSO. So the first game, there wasn't really a whole lot that you could see that carried over. I mean, obviously you had things like Dark Falls, but there wasn't a whole lot. This game's introduced Newmans. It's changed the names of the healing items, so we've now got things like Monomate, Dimate, Trimate. some of the techs are more familiar to what I'm used to in PSO, so it's starting to sort of pivot towards PSO slightly. Listening to some of the soundtracks are super similar. There's pretty good reason for that. Trick Track in particular in PSO, the spaceship music, samples tons of music from the classic games, a lot of which are in this game. It also samples the the tower theme from the first Phantasy Star as well, which you'd recognise immediately if you heard it. Yeah, because I've never played the classic games, I didn't really realise until very recently that the temple and the spaceship music are basically sort of rearrangements and remixes of classic Phantasy Star music. I've got to say though, I do feel like this game does hold up quite well. I've said earlier in the stream, but I really don't enjoy the dungeons in this because with the parallax effect, it's really, really hard to sort of tell what level different things in the screen are on. And the dungeons are really, really confusing as well. But apart from the dungeons, I am really enjoying it so far. And I love the art style as well. It's quite handy that the farming zone is directly outside the town. Yeah, it's really interesting going back to the classic ones playable. I don't know if you've ever played them before, but it's cool to see where some of the ideas that were used in PSO came from. It's just good to see like establish the story and establish the lore as well. Dungeon crawl in the first one is something to get used to. The first one I didn't find as bad, would have been first person. And the Sega Age version that's on Switch does make it a lot easier because you have a map on the screen. It doesn't show you the exit of the dungeon or anything, you have to still map it out, but at least you can quickly reference it. Where this, there's nothing, there's no sort of quality of life improvements for this version really, for Phantasy Star II. So I basically have a page up at the minute with maps of dungeons on. It feels very old school. The dungeons are what let the side down in this game. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling as well. I love the game otherwise, but I really don't enjoy the dungeons. Okay, Amy's just learned a new technique. So you have Rester. What else do you have? You have Rester, Shu, and Diban. So I'm going to assume that Diban is probably debanned. And going by that logic, I'm going to guess that Shu is Shifter. Whenever I replay this game, I always use maps to get the dungeons out the way as fast as possible. I do not blame you. Yeah, it seems like Shu would be Shifter. I'm kind of grasping at straws, but that would make sense to go with D-Band. Again, looking at it from a PSO standpoint. So what level is Amy at now? 4. And they recommend getting it to about level 7. The older titles have a habit of being brutal and not holding your hand too much, but it definitely adds to the fun. It does. I mean, they are definitely brutal. Earlier in the stream, we were doing one of the dungeons, and everything was pretty easy in the dungeon. Then we got one specific enemy spawn that just almost one-shot us. Just killed us very, very quickly. It just felt very, very unbalanced. Oh, Shu is defense to one ally. And D-band reduces enemy damage to all party members. Okay. Yeah, I assume that D-band would be something about defense or something along those lines, because obviously it's in PSO and that's where it does that. But Shu, I just guessed it was Shifter because it sounded a bit like Shifter. So I was wrong on that one. Currently working my way through FF11. Started on a random worm earlier than almost 2 shot. Yeah. To be honest, even if you had maps, there would still be a pain to navigate, as they usually maze, like, especially with shoots between levels. That's the problem I have in here. They are very, very complicated to navigate. I mean, I guess they wanted to obviously make the dungeons a bit of a challenge, you know, you don't want them to be too easy. But they just feel kind of irritating. Yeah, I haven't played FF11 for years. I played it a little bit like a friend again. It was one of these games again where a friend asked me to play it. And for whatever reason, 11 just never clicked with me. Having said that, this is the person who played FF14 1.0 and actually didn't mind it. It wasn't great, but... I realise I'm saving it constantly, but I don't want to be that person who doesn't save it and then gets killed. Yeah, well, saving one, exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry the grinding is not the most interesting thing to watch, but it's kind of needed, unfortunately. You've literally drawn numbered and arrowed lines on many of the maps, otherwise the head scratches, especially the later ones. Can't wait for that. I'm very pro backseat for these, providing it's not like spoilery, so yeah, if I am ever in a dungeon, I have no idea where I'm going. Please tell me where to go. Top of the Phantasy Star II directory. We made it. To be fair, I would assume I'm probably also the only person streaming it, I would imagine. Someone has to. You like the mind numbness of grinding? I'm glad someone does. Yeah, unfortunately it's one of these games where there's no choice, you kind of just have to grind. Single-handedly carrying the franchise. how goes the PS2 Classic grind? I've mainly only played it on stream. I think I'm level 50 something. Yeah, I tend to, when I've got top 3 out, I tend to play in GS. Try to keep up to date with that mainly. But I am planning to do some more PS2 streams as well. Obviously, next couple of weeks might be a bit difficult because we do have the Monster Hunter Wilds second beta test coming. I think we got another tech there. So we now have fight, which I'm going to assume is fight. That seems like a no-brainer. So you are at level 5. Oh, you have 32 health now. You're getting there. Yeah, it's been fun playing PS2 Classic, honestly. Good to go back to it. It is very, very different from NGS. I enjoy both games for what they are. At least the battles fly by at a decent pace, unlike certain classic role-playing games I could name. Yeah, it is generally quite a fast-paced game, I guess. So, how did you get into playing Pantheon anyway to playable? Was that something you used to play when you were younger as well? Or... I've never even heard of the game, so when I saw you streaming, I didn't even know what it was. Greatest sin for any classic JRPG is having no auto-select enemies in battle. Nothing blows more than slashing at thin air. Pantheon's in early access to throwback to EverQuest and Page Graphic. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've never even heard of it, honestly, so... Did you used to play EverQuest at all, then? I remember that being out, but it's not a game I ever played. Briefly, but not growing up with it. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those games where I sort of remember it being around, but never actually played it. I suppose again, like games like EverQuest were still really, really important games back in the day. Like building the online gaming scene, I guess. I think Amy's in a position now where she's not going to get one shot anymore, which is nice. It's nice for these battles as well because I can just set them to fight and just let them do it. Don't really need to use text or anything here, so... Makes it a bit easier to talk to chat as well. hard game to get into now is EverQuest, so Pantheon was a good option, just not fleshed out enough yet. Yeah, I suppose that's the issue with early access. I guess so, you know, if it's still early access, they've got time to fix things. Yeah, so Amy needs about 2 more levels. And then we'll go and buy her a scalpel. Or a shield. We'll see. At least we have Fam and a bit of Mazetta doing this as well. So it looks like once we get leveled up, then we can start heading towards the Biosystems lab. Which kind of terrifies me, because that sounds like another big dungeon. You're only 12 levels ahead of me in base game. I think yeah, I mean, some of the stuff we did was quite big experience, so that helped a bit. I also got a few Tokyo Gold keys as well, so that did help level me quite a bit. Yeah, we will do another PSO2 stream at some point. I think this weekend is probably going to be PSO. Just like in real life, if you level up at school, you get a new katana. Great parenting. Yeah, you do realise how grinded this is when you actually need to level someone up again. Even at low level, it takes quite a few battles to actually get a level up. Wow, the grass assassin actually got to do something. You're almost done recapping yourself with episode 5. You have Zero muted and the Phantasy Star II music in the background is nice. Also grinding towers so it fits. Yeah, I really like the music in the game so far. I mean, the music was always strong in the first game as well, and in most of the games following this, but 2 seems to have a really memorable soundtrack so far. It's playable. Yeah, the great thing about this farm is with the city being right near us, we can just go to the hospital anytime we need to stock up on TP. So I can use Resta as much as I want, really. I would say to anyone who's maybe considering playing through this, I would probably recommend, if you get the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive collection, if you've already got it, because it isn't on sale anymore, it's probably worth just getting the ROM from this and taking it into another emulator and playing it that way. There's a lot of restrictions with playing it through this in regard to saving, so essentially if you use a mod with it, you can't save it normally. You can only use the quick save and quick load, which is a little bit annoying. And the only mod I'm using is one to speed the movement speed up. think it also takes the flash off some of the battle effects as well. If I'm playing with save states, that's just me. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing the quick save and quick load. It's just weird because you load the game and it says you've got no save, but then you do a quick load and it works. It just means that the actual save function in the game doesn't work. There is also a load and save in the Genesis Mega Drive collection as well, but that doesn't work either. The only way you can save it with this mod running is to do a quick save. For some reason. One day, Amy, he'll be strong enough to actually take on what we're going to head for next. That day's not yet. Amy's leveled and has learnt another technique. Now, Gearesta. So I'm going to assume that Gearesta is a stronger Resta, or is it like a party Resta? It's either going to heal by more, or heal your party. One of the two. It's kind of fun trying to sort of figure out what the texts actually do. I think this is why I sort of bounced off Phantasy Star II so much when I first tried playing it years ago. Because I just didn't know what anything did. You know, this is long before the period of games actually telling you what stuff does. Party Resta is Sa Resta in Japanese. Okay. So is Gearesta just a stronger version of Resta then? Rudo seems to be having some real accuracy problems lately. Phantasy Star Complete Collection on the PS3 has a lot of tweaks, with a very easy mode that makes grinding a breeze or non-existent. Is that the collection that has Phantasy Star 1, 2, and 3? Inaccurate range is shaking my head. It's cool how all these franchises have upgraded the spells, Gifoi, and then you've got like Kira and Kira and stuff from Final Fantasy. Yeah. It is kind of a pain to remember which one's from which franchise, yeah. I suppose because I've played PSO so much I can generally remember. Oh, that's all four. See, the problem is, I do have a PS3, it's just behind me, but the PS3, I don't know if you're aware, but the PS3 is basically a nightmare to stream. You need to use like these special HDMI splitters to even get it to capture, because it's got like, it's basically got a protection, like capture protection on it. I guess because it has a Blu-ray drive and Sony didn't want you like streaming your movies or something. or like recording your movies on your PC or something. So because of that, there's like a protection on the actual HDMI. So you need to use like a special adapter to get around it. Yeah, HDCP, that's exactly, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have a HDCP adapter at the minute. I can maybe look into getting one though. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a collection on the PS3, to be honest. I mean, having said that, it's been kind of cool doing this, essentially running the original version. I mean, the only difference that I'm running is the mod that I'm running on this is basically makes it equivalent to the Genesis Mini, which has a mod to increase the movement speed, just to make it a little bit more tolerable. But apart from that, it doesn't really do much else, this mod. So it's more or less the original experience, for better and worse. There are splitters that do bypass, just search HDCP bypass switch on eBay, fair enough. I think it's one of the only consoles that seems to have that. I don't know if later PlayStations have it. I don't actually have a PS4 or a PS5, so... It just seems like the PS3 is the only console I've got that is a problem to capture. We are getting there. We're not far off now. Yeah, you can often bypass HDMI DRM by using a cheap splitter. See, I'm assuming they did it because of the Blu-ray drive on the PS3, but whether that's true, I don't know. At least we're getting the fights quickly, so we're getting experience pretty quick. They did it because we're not allowed to own anything and we can only use things the way they say so. I mean, this is Sony we're talking about, so, you know, probably. Roll levels. And learn a new technique. Gra. I'm gonna assume that's Grant's. Ruffle did level. Companies want all the monies. Really? Just while we're grinding here, the plan for the streams, once the Monster Hunter Wilds beta comes out, which I think is... I think it's about the 2nd and 3rd week of February, or it's either the 1st and 2nd week of February, or the 2nd and 3rd. Can't remember the dates now. The weekend streams for those weeks will probably be the Monster Hunter Wilds beta. I'll probably do some Monster Hunter videos around then as well. It's not Grants in Phantasy Star IV, okay. Been lurking, gonna head off for the evening, do a great stream as always. Drop me a message when you're free and go over some bits with you. Yeah, no worries, dude. Thanks for dropping by as well. I'm glad to see all the stuff's working out for you as well. Oh, so apparently I was wrong on Grants. Apparently he is not Grants. So PSO is betraying me here. So Grat is a gravity attack. Grants is Tsu. Yeah, Gurantsu. Yeah, okay. Look at me thinking was grants. Yeah, see deployable. I thought Sue was a thunder attack. I think we had this last time I played Phantasy Star II where there was about 3 or 4 people all disagreeing on what Sue did. I should just use it in a battle. And just see what it does. Right, we're doing it. What does this do? Like, it kind of looked like thunder. That did look like thunder. The animation anyway. Whether it is or not, I don't know. It was definitely a lightning attack in Phantasy Star IV. That's a good point, isn't it, Richard? Yeah, I wonder why they changed it to Zunder. Phantasy Star franchise lore and technique continuity is all crooked. You see, in the first stream this, I thought that playing PSO first would help because I'd have an idea what some of the text did. What I'm learning now is that that is true for some of the text, but then there's other texts that are just completely different to what I expect. That definitely did look like Zonda. Also, what became Barda? That's weird, isn't it? Because I guess what is referring to water, but using ice. You think they would just call it ice? Having said that, I mean, what sense does barter make, you know? But this is Phantasy Star. I think what I'm learning is that we leave common sense at the door with this franchise. Without spoiling much, Grants is in Phantasy Star III too, but it's not an attack at all. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is essentially everything changes between every game. I think 2 is a light attack despite it looking like lightning. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't think there's any actual way of checking, is there? All we know is it's some kind of attack. Megiddo also has interesting lore across Phantasy Star games. Yeah, I mean, I know obviously Megiddo is based on, like, Megiddo. Which is featured in tons and tons of games. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it gets introduced in this game. I'm assuming it's in this at some point. Does it just kind of feel with Phantasy Star II that we've moved more towards what I expect in PSO, with some differences obviously, whereas Phantasy Star 1 was very much its own thing. Yeah, I've one friend who is wanting to get a PS5 for Monster Hunter Wilds. Other friends who play on PC are trying to convince him to go for PC instead. The only thing I would say about Wild is the beta test, at least, has horrible requirements for the PC version. Now, they have said that they have reduced the requirements for the full game, but I don't know how much. So they might need a pretty beefy PC to run it well on PC. So it could be an idea to go for the PS5 version potentially, to be on the safe side. The game is cross-play anyway, so it doesn't really matter which platform you play. Oh, it is called Megid here. Oh, cool. That's yet another thing I used to mispronounce when I was younger. I also used to call it Megid. Yeah, I used to pronounce it Megid. It was only when I started, I think it was when I started playing PSO 2 on the Japanese server. And obviously I learned to read katakana and realised it was actually Megido. So I thought, well, it must be Megid then. I suppose that's one instance where knowing a bit of Japanese has helped. Definitely made Japanese PSO 2 a bit easier to digest. You'll crucify me. I bought Monster Hunter World on sale and barely played an hour before you lost interest. Really? I would say that if you didn't keep your interest with World, I don't know if you will with Wilds. Is there anything in particular that you sort of bounced off with World, or... Because World I played for about 1,200 hours, I think. Right, how is everyone doing? We could do with a couple of heals. Some PSU enemies use Megid and called out their attacks, so you can tell the pronunciation that way. Are you talking about Hauser? Because I remember that Hauser sort of pretty much screams Megid whenever he does it. Remember me saying I had a lot of Phantasy Star games. I counted them after last week's stream. I have 83 physical games across different formats, languages, sealed, trial, review versions. That is a hell of a collection. Played Monster Hunter for Wii and it felt fun. World had lots of moving parts and it felt overwhelmed. It made us be dumb though. World honestly is... It's quite easy to approach. I know there's a lot of systems in it, but it is quite gentle at sort of easing you into it. I would say consider giving it another try, but I think it's also probably a game that's maybe a bit easier to get into if you've got someone else to play it with you. Because obviously running multiplayer is a fantastic experience. But yeah, I love World. If you want something that's easy to play, it kind of depends on what kind of gameplay you want, but if you want a simpler one to play, Rise is a lot easier. But it is a very different type of gameplay. Which is not for everyone. Yeah, that's a crazy collection, that 8-bit. I have nowhere near that. I've got a little Phantasy Star collection, but nowhere near that size. Rise was the one that launched on the Switch. Yeah, it launched on Switch initially, and then it launched on PC later on. I think it also launched on... Was it PlayStation as well a bit later? I think. Maybe Xbox, I'm not 100% sure on that though. Rise is it's like a much more mobile Monster Hunter. Yeah, very different kind of gameplay. You can get it for $10 on Steam right now if anyone's interested. They're probably doing it, I'm guessing, to try and get people to play the game before Wilds launches. Because Wilds launches at the end of the month, well, end of February, so... Yeah, I would say World or Rise for $10 is a steal. I think I got about 250 hours out of Rise. Didn't really enjoy the end game of it particularly, but for the most part, it's a really good game. You found a Galatine on Zero. It's a cannon. That's a bit of a change. Is it the same weapon as PSO? Because did they just turn it into a cannon? Because in PSO it was a saber, wasn't it? Hi, Tor. Okay, Amy is leveled. So is she at 7 now? She is now level 7. So let's go and get her some gear if we can. Welcome to the grind. You might be lucky, actually. You might have just came in at the right time when the grind is finishing. Well, for now, anyway. Most recent release you have is Nova. I think the most recent one I've got a physical copy of is I've got a couple of the premium packages for PSO2 Japan. No more Hugh Marling on Zero. Maybe not if they changed Galatine to a cannon. Alright, let's stop in the hospital and get healed up. Okay, so you have one scalpel. Minsk will do anything but actually play Himal in the only game you can actually play. Don't mean to shield, but there's a whole Capcom sale on Steam right now. Oh, cool. I don't really dabble in Capcom games too much. I mean, obviously Monster Hunter definitely. I've never really been big into things like Resident Evil or anything like that, but that's mainly just because I don't really do horror games. And never really been into Street Fighter because I'm terrible at fighting games. Like, horrible at fighting games. So I wonder if it's worth getting a fiber shield for Amy, if she can use it. The guide recommends having her with 2 scalpels, but she's still quite low health, honestly. Okay, that is not for Amy. Never mind. So I guess we do give her a second scalpel then. So we do have what I'm called a silent shot here, which I'm going to assume is for Rudo. But whether that is better than the shotgun. So they changed Galatine in PS0 from a saber to a cannon. We do also have a sword, which I'm going to assume is like maybe a two-handed weapon. PSO World calls it Gallatin. Have the Hunies been discovered yet? We have a Hunie in our party. We have no. Yes, so we have the original Hunuel. For the record, I did make a Phantasy Star II Humal on the weekend. I mean, you kind of had to, didn't you? I mean, you basically play Humal and PSO. Like Nair's Claw, oh my god, yeah. Yeah, this is the origin of Nair's Claw. Okay, Amy is now dual wielding scalpels, which seems terrifying, honestly. I guess while we're here, we can stock up a bit on Diametes as well. Our team was the sister sword of Excalibur in Arthurian mythology. That makes a ton of sense, doesn't it, in regards to PSO? Because you've got, obviously, Excalibur and PSO with a Berserk special, and then you've got Galatine with a Spirit special, which is the opposite. So, that's kind of cool touch, actually. Yeah, she is dual-wielding scalpels. Also, yeah, like Jonathan said, it is more like Nair's bar at the minute. She's basically just wielding steel bars at the minute. She hasn't upgraded to the claw yet. It's called the Shadow to Excalibur's Light. A few more Diametes. Just seems like a good idea. That should do, we've got quite a few there, so... So, were there any other armor upgrades we can get here? There is a fiber vest. I'm guessing that's an upgrade for Nair. That's probably worth getting, I'm assuming. Yeah, because she's using a carbon vest at the minute, so I guess we can upgrade that. You see Monodiamate, Antidote, and Telepipe, you do. It's starting to morph towards PSO. Yeah, I'm not sure for Nair's bar, so it could be that it's short for Nair's barbs, which would make more sense as a claw. I do like to imagine the image of her just rocking around with two steel bars, though. '80s artwork in the shop. I love the artwork in this game, all the sprite art. I think we can start heading towards the Biosystems lab, maybe. Back in the 90s, translators took a lot of liberties. I think part of the issue could be just there seems to be really limited space for text in this. Go learn music. It's interesting because the garden following just said, I'll come back to this guy later, but I mean, we're here, so that is not the way. Wonder if bar is short for Bagnak, a tiger claw weapon. It's like brass knuckles with spikes. I mean, that would kind of fit with the aesthetic of Nier, wouldn't it? So, potentially. I think it's just ultimately they were dealing with a really, really short character limit. I have to try and find this guy again. Seems very finicky where the edge of this town is. Localization was part of the puzzle as well, I'm sure. There's not always a one-to-one for Japanese to English. Oh, for sure. They retcon that in Phantasy Star IV by properly calling it Nier's Claw. Oh, nice. Where is this dude's house? I've totally forgotten. There's like a very specific part here where you can go further left. There we go, we found it, finally. I am Usvestia, a musician. Do you want to hear me play? No. Well, I get it, you want to learn how to play the piano? Yes. Am I a great musician or what? To be fair, I haven't heard you play, but I'm going to say yes to flatter you. Who is going to learn? Rolf. Hey, he looks smart. I'll give lessons for 2,000 Mazetta. Sure. Okay, I'll start the lessons. That was a tune. Now you are also a musical artist. I would not say what I've just heard was artistry, personally. But sure. Come again. Rolf has learnt the music technique. Hi, what's in? Just check the Japanese walkthrough site. Japanese for bar is indeed claw. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, this is my first, well, more or less my first time playing it, so I tried to play it several years ago and bounced off it really, really hard, and I basically got destroyed by enemies right near the beginning and just put it down. But I'm going through all the classic games now, so I've completed Phantasy Star 1 a few weeks ago and just starting to go through 2 again now. They don't include that little jingle in the OST. It's not much of a thing to miss, really, is it? You're going to mod Nier's Claw to Nier's Bar and replace the sound effects with a loud clang of steel hitting the floor. Made the right choice to take the Mega Drive Mini 2 Improved version. Yeah, so this is, I'm running it through the Genesis and Mega Drive emulator, but I'm running the mod to make it work like the mini version, just for the increased movement speed, because it was painful. I really wish there was a Sega Ages version of this, but... Okay, so we've learnt music. I don't know how this helps us in any way, but we've learnt music. Like the game, but the grind you can do without. That's basically how I'm feeling about this at the minute. I love the aesthetic, I love the characters, I like the setting, music's brilliant, but the dungeon layout and the grind is a bit of a letdown. Okay, so my guide says that somewhere south is the biosystems lab. Honestly, I think I might just keep Amy on defend, because she's still, even though she's like level 7 now, she's still a lot weaker than everyone else. They rush the game pretty hard, but like the ideas and the uncompromising tone of the game. Yeah, it's interesting because I've only done a little bit of the story because it's still very, very early, but it's already getting quite dark. And I do kind of like the passive storytelling as well. So, when you go to Arima, you see all the buildings destroyed, apart from the tower that someone pointed out last week. If they had 3 years to develop it, they might not have made such a radical choice for the scenario. Yeah, possibly. But my plan is to play through all of them. I want to finish 2. The Phantasy Star 3, because I've heard a lot of mixed things about 3, I think the plan is to do at least 1 generation of 3. They understand it's in different generations. I want to do at least 1 generation, and then I might move on to 4. Yeah, I mean, I've already got further than I did last time I played this. Last time I played, it was basically right at the start. I got destroyed and then just put the game down. The beginning is brutal. Honestly, the hardest thing I found so far was the first 2 dungeons. Just finding my way in them was a nightmare. Rolf, I can play the piano. Yeah, at this point I really don't know what the point of learning the music is. I'm assuming it'll be important later. Dungeons are indeed rather convoluted. I said this earlier in the stream, Wassium, but I personally think I prefer the way the dungeons were done in the first game, with the first person layout. Okay, is that the biosystems lab? I'm going to assume it probably is. Yes, it is. outside Japan, they used to sell dungeon maps with the game. Yeah, from what I've heard, people would basically write down the dungeon layouts and like, jot it down, which is kind of cool looking back at it, but it's tough now to approach it like that. That's why I like the Sega Ages version of Phantasy Star 1 so much, because it had the map layout on the screen. You still had to explore the dungeons, but you could at least see where you'd already been. You could see where the traps were. And I think, honestly, that's all this game would need. Like, I would drop this in a heartbeat for a Sega Ages version. Okay, well, let's at least investigate here a little bit. It's another dungeon that looks pretty much the same. It's a great idea to do that for Phantasy Star 1. Yeah, I just wish that they'd continue with the Sega Ages line. I'm going to assume I use dynamite to open the door. Yeah, I think from what someone was saying last week, I think they cancelled the Sega Ages line before they got a chance to do 2, 3, or 4. Which is really unfortunate. Sega, please just do a Sega Ages version of 2, 3, of at least 2 and 3. From what I've heard, 4 is pretty solid anyway, so I don't know if 4 necessarily needs it, but 2 and 3 definitely. I'm pretty sure we still have some dynamite. We do. From the entrance, go left, continue around until you come to a dead end. Sega Ages Phantasy Star Generation 2 exists. It does, but it's not a Sega Ages version like Sega Ages Phantasy Star 1. If you know what I mean. You know, 1 obviously had a lot of quality of life improvements. I know that the Generation 1 and Generation 2 are interesting games. I do want to maybe check them out at some point just to see how different they are. But I think because I'd never really played this through, I wanted my first experience to be the actual original version, I guess. You think any new Sega Ages version of Phantasy Star 2 should add maps to find in each dungeon area? I'd be fine with that, honestly. If you had a map hidden in a chest somewhere in the dungeon, so you had to still explore it a little bit, but then get a dungeon map later on. The remake they did for PlayStation 2 20 years ago didn't solve Phantasy Star 2 inherent defaults. They made the game even more grindy and it isn't more fun to play. And they butchered the designs. That was a noise. These are very tanky. That was a definite step up. PlayStation versions are completely updated, unlike the original Sega Ages releases. So after one battle, Nate is half dead. I see what we're doing here. Did you get the mod to gain a bit more Mazetta? The Mega Drive Mini version has more Mazetta every fight. I think this version So it's a Steam mod that's meant to be based on the mini version, but from what I can tell, it doesn't seem to increase the money. I can tell. It disables some of the flashing in the fights, and it makes you move faster, but I don't know if it does anything else. Could never get through this game as a kid. The enemies in the dungeons were so tough. There seems to be a massive disparity in them so far, so from what I've seen, I either walk through them or they just one-shot me. Equipment does make a huge difference. So we've got creepy things in test tubes, which I'm assuming is the bio monsters. Oh lord, we got jelly. Movement speed is way faster. It does help a lot. I should also probably be saving this each fight, because I don't know how hard the enemies are here. I could really do with the weapon upgrade for now, honestly. Don't like how the blob enemies were undulating. Yeah, more fights like that one. That was fine. Okay, yeah, that appears to be the correct shoot. So grab the antidote and then take a hit down to the floor. Okay, we got the antidote. So then we need to drop down. So it's under the green bit and to the right, so it's this one. Remember the later jelly types reproducing and dividing faster than I could kill them at one point during my last playthrough of the game? Not fun. Oh god. I don't know why I didn't think of that already, because of course it's like a slime enemy, of course it's going to duplicate. After taking the pit, continue right and around until you reach another chute. Just like PSO, yeah. I mean, the slimes were even in the first game. I don't think they duplicate in the first one, though, that I remember. But again, yeah, it's like another example of wait and see where PSO got the ideas from. We are getting a lot of money from this. Okay, so that is a dead end. Again, very, very hard to make sense of the map when you've got the pipes above you as well. Is it this way? No? There's an enemy named Crawler in Phantasy Star IV that's nearly a dead ringer for the Crawler enemy in Final Fantasy XI. I guess, you know, games like that, I guess they probably do influence each other. You're watching but sort of AFK, that is totally fine, dude. Oh, that's horrifying. I do not like that at all. Okay, turns out it wasn't actually that bad. This is where we find out that the stingers are actually the main threat. That is certainly one of the designs of all time. It is. These have a lot of health. I like Amy trying to attack and just doing nothing. I think the pipes you see in the dungeons were a way to show off the Genesis and Mega Drive parallax scrolling. Yeah, a few people have said that. It's cool to show it off, and you know, it is impressive for the time. But the issue I've got with it is that it makes it very hard sometimes to tell what part of the screen are on the same level that you're on. Sometimes it's hard to tell, like, whether it's a pipe above you or whether it's a wall on your level. It just becomes kind of a bit of a mess, is probably the nicest way to put it. I get they're wanting to show it off though, you know, and I don't blame them for wanting to. You know, it was a pretty new thing at the time, so I'm not surprised that they're wanting to show it off. Okay, that is the correct walk. So after taking the chute, go right and up to another chute. Or alternatively, get ambushed by a frog. Since it scrolls independently, it really obscures the thing that you're walking towards. Yeah, I don't know if it's something they thought about at the time. I guess they were just focused on showing off the parallax. Maybe Sega just wanted to stick it to the PC engine. Maybe. It's one thing I've never ever tried. I've never played a single PC engine game. Something I should probably do at some point. So after taking the chute, go right and up to another chute. Clearly not right, because that... It must mean here, I'm guessing. That is another chute. You should now be on the 3rd floor. It is the Shooter King. Yeah, I've always heard that. I just never had a chance to try any PC Engine stuff. There are more shooters on that console than like all the other consoles combined. So, okay, so this is kind of terrifying. So there is a huge list of instructions here of which direction is to go. So I'm guessing this is a massive maze. So go left, down. It says right next, so it must be here. So right, down again, and left again. Chocobos definitely influenced the Rappies in Phantasy Star, both yellow bird types, at least in the classic styles. Out of curiosity, for anyone who might know the classic Phantasy Star games, what was the first game to have Rappies in? Three, okay. It's kind of funny that they're so sort of seen as like a mascot of Phantasy Star now, when they weren't even in it until the third game. So 3 did something right then. Yeah, a few more people said 3 as well, so... Just really put Amy back on to defend, I just realised that. Meow the true mascot. I mean, given that Meow literally defeated Dark Falls in my Phantasy Star 1 playthrough, I would agree with that. We do not talk about Meow. So, the bottom portion of the floor, there will be a treasure chest with another stick of dynamite in it. You find a Celestial Laser. It's a garbage weapon, but it's unique. That's the best kind of weapons. When you think of iconic monsters, it's that fire ant from the first part of Phantasy Star II. Tried to beat this game like 5 times. Yeah, I think this is probably my second time trying now, I think. And this is much further than I got last time. Amy leveled up. So I'm gonna hope that's dynamite. It is, good. So we're clearly on the right way. I think what really holds up is the music. Oh, definitely. I absolutely love the music in this so far. Okay, so go back to the chute and go up and left instead. Okay. So from here. Music is fantastic. I'm loving it so far. I mean, to be fair, I really like the music in Phantasy Star 1 as well. And I love the music in basically every other Phantasy Star I've played, so I'm not surprised. One day I will remember to put Amy on defend. Doesn't matter against that though. The distortion effect on some of the FM synth is pretty cool to listen to, and I like the arranged battle version in PSO2 Episode 2 Spaceship. Good luck with the dungeon, got a split. Oh, no worries, Skelnar, thanks for watching. To be honest, I'll probably be ending the stream in a few minutes anyway, so... Yeah, those liches, they don't have much health, but they are quite strong. Should be fine though, we've got plenty of diamonds. And he actually has still quite a bit of TP left. And Amy can heal as well, so... Been doing great guns tonight, SectionSkyly. So glad you're enjoying this despite the mazes. Yeah, I'm loving the game overall. It's just the mazes are a bit frustrating sometimes, but it's a product of the time, so I appreciate that. I feel like I made a lot more progress this week than I did last week. The leech makes me uncomfortable. I don't really want to use Gear Rester because I don't know how much TP it costs and I don't want to burn out all my TP using it. Those guys are basically free experience, so I'm fine with that. Okay, so we're back at the warp. So from the chute, go up and left instead. I think these guys were okay. Yeah, I consider they're the easier ones. That's fine. It does scare me that these are here though, because that might mean the other ones are here. Your rest costs 7 TP and restores 60 HP. Okay, thanks for that. Pulse and makes you uncomfortable. A lot of the enemies here make people uncomfortable. Yes, this is clearly a huge maze. Lovely. Yeah, most of the fights here don't seem too bad so far. A little bit more manageable. These are some pretty repulsive creatures in this game. Wait for the head rots and rabbits, which are disgusting later on. So I'm not sure if I'm in the right place there. Let's go back to the chute. feel like I'm misunderstanding the guide here. Yeah, that is a dead end there. Yeah, we will use a diamond on Nope, we got a grass assassin upgrade. They're still really easy. Okay, so there is our warp there. V101 chance. Depends if I'm Viridia. I think what I'll do is I think I'll probably end there for today. Mainly because I'm stood in front of a warp that's in the guide, so I know where I am. I think this is the third floor 8-bit from what the guide's saying. I've got the dynamite on this floor, and then I had to go back to this warp. And then it's telling me to go up to another door to use some dynamite on another door. But I think where I am there, I kind of know where I am in this place. Just kind of realised actually, just looking at these like big green rectangular bits, the centre bit there kind of looks like a robot. So yeah, I'll end it there for today, and then next week we'll pick this back up again and we'll try and finish the biolab. So as usual, if you enjoyed the stream, please consider either liking, subscribing, join as a member on YouTube if you want to. You can follow or sub over on Twitch. I have a X and a Blue Sky, which are both SectionSkyly as well, so feel free to follow over there. Thank you for the bits, Kilnief. There will be another stream on Sunday, which is going to be PSOBB. And there'll be a video on Sunday as well. Yeah, hope you have a good rest of your week. And next Wednesday, we'll pick up Phantasy Star II again and try and finish this area. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. See you guys.